Now, in that scene, not to give anything away, your characters do make a bit of a mistake.
They do.
What's the biggest mistake that you've ever made?
Wow.
Okay.
It's a bit of a personal question.
It doesn't have to be personal.
The biggest
Biggest
mistake.
acting, like blooper, maybe?
Oh.
Any on-set injuries?
Hang on.
I've got
I'll
one.
go.
Shall I
You
go
go.
first?
Yeah,
You think of yours?
go.
Well, I did a film with Gary Oldman. I did Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and there's a scene where I'm looking at him after he's had his swim in Hampstead Ponds,
Right.
and I go, "You look tired." And we'd just been talking about the fact that he was a bit young to play the part, and he was being a bit paranoid about would this make him look a little bit older. And I just went, "You look old," on the first take. And his beautiful wife was watching us, and I went absolutely white. It was like, "It's all right, darling. She says that all the time."
That's
It was
great.
fine. I was let off the hook by him bursting out laughing and having a sense of humour, thank Christ. But it was very, that's probably the most important
Tom?
thing of late.
I've just remembered I was doing a small British independent film called Archipelago, and it was all
Brilliant, by the way.
set on a. Thank you, my friend. It was set on an island off the coast of Cornwall, and all the actors playing the characters in this family, this very suffocating family, were staying in the actual house. We also were sort of an extreme submersion into the world of the life of the film, and whenever we were filming there, the crew had to switch the boiler off downstairs because the sound of the water heating up would interfere with the microphones, and somebody would routinely forget to turn the boiler back on so we could all have a hot shower in the morning. And I remember,
I can imagine where this is going.
yeah, and basically the first assistant director would always come up to say hello, just to knock on wood in the morning to say we're coming in, the crew are coming in. It was a strange sort of Big Brother scenario sometimes. You'd feel like you didn't actually have a house to live in. It was just that you were living on the set. I am getting to the nub of the issue. I had a really cold shower, and I'd slept in a little bit, and I was trying to get something out of my suitcase, which was above a cupboard in the hallway, standing in my towel, dripping wet, at about 6:30 in the morning, freezing cold, and as I was putting the suitcase back over the cupboard, my towel slipped off in the hallway, and at the exact moment the first assistant director arrived with the entire crew at the front door to say good morning. So I was in my birthday suit and I'm parading around slightly fractious because I'd had a cold shower.
Wow. Now, obviously, the film focuses on the horse. Are both of you
Yeah.
horse lovers, or
We are now.
We are now.
You are now.
Yeah.
You weren't before, though.
Well, I was kind of on my way there. I did some riding. I'd been taught to ride Western when I was playing Loki and Thor. There's some riding in across the Rainbow Bridge. So I'd done a bit of riding, but nothing like what we did in this.
No, this was sort of a supreme in at the deep end experience for both of us as far as what we had to do in the film. It was the most amount of riding I think the stunt team had let actors do or participated with actors doing. For the whole of their careers, we all became sort of honorary members. At the
Because
end.
I just never been on
So much talking to Yahoo Movies. Now, first off, could you both briefly just explain the storyline of the film for those who are not aware of it?
Tom, you go first.
Okay. War Horse is about a young man called Albert from Devon in the southwest of England, and his horse Joey, and they grow up together in sort of the pre-war years before the Great War, the First World War, 1914 to 1918, and they're kind of like brothers in there. Well, Albert treats Joey like his brother.
His father drunkenly.
I was quite interested in the cavalry charge.
Well, so were we.
Scene. That must have been. You must have had some special training. For
Well, that was
exceptional.
we did because I think the hardest thing. I mean, obviously, it's about transitions with horses. It's about being able to move from different speeds and being able to hit marks, and still be able to give some kind of a performance if you're not too adrenalised or slipping off your mount because you've you know, just gone to a stop mark far too fast, or your stirrup broke, as it did on one occasion with me, and I managed to hang on to the horse's mane, which is great.
Wow.
He wasn't so happy, but there we go.
Was that during the charge?
That was during. No, thank God it wasn't. I mean,
was all the horses behind as well? Was that all?
It's the biggest field you can really ever imagine in life being in with horses, as in the number of men and horses that are charging with you. You don't get that in a steeplechase, you don't get that in any kind of point-to-point or even a hunt. It's the largest body of horses really that you can get. That's what was such a privilege. And the feeling was just extraordinary. Tom, I think, was before you were before me, I'm sure you were. And I just watched with my jaw scraping the floor, and then actually doing it. By first time, I didn't stop screaming charge, so I nearly passed out at the end. The second time, which was what I was supposed to be doing, I didn't just lose it and scream charge. And then the second time, I got a little bit more used to it. The third time, I nearly cried. In fact, I really nearly cried, but I thought, having nearly fainted the first time, got a little bit cocky the second time, and the third time, nearly crying would not be a good first day on a Spielberg set, so I reined it in, no pun intended. And it was one of the most extraordinary experiences of my life.
Jeremy,